Hi guys, welcome to PT16 Game 2. In this game we're going to learn an extra technique that you can do to replace some of the categories and characteristic skills that you've learned on advanced ordering games. And I think sometimes this technique is going to be a much easier way to keep track of categories. So we get this game and we're organizing tigers and lions. And they give you a game board. Anytime they give you exactly what the game board looks like, you're going to want to copy that, naturally. Don't try to do your own thing. And then we have our tigers and our lions. Now, where this game differs from a normal game, usually when we have something like tigers and lions, we'd want to keep track of that on another row. And that would be the row where we keep track of our category. But if you try to do that here, the problem is you're keeping track of two different individuals. So this line would have to have, like tiger and lion to show that, there's a tiger in cage 1 and a lion in cage 4. It gets complicated, right? So what's another way we could do it? Well, we could also have this just be the category for the first row, and this will be the category for the second row, the line where we track the category. But again, I think this is a little visually messy. So I'm going to propose another way to do this. And this is a technique that you can actually use on any game where you're keeping track of categories and characteristics. But normally I prefer the line thing, but here I don't prefer it. So I prefer what we're going to do here. So let's look at that. What we'll do instead is keep track of these things in terms of subscript. So KT, MT, that tells us that those Ks are tigers. And then we do that same thing for lions. Boom, that's done. So now we've got this nice simple diagram to look at, and we're just going to keep track of, whether something's a tiger or a lion by using the subscript. Onto the rules. First we're told which stalls face each other, 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. We get that out of the way. And then we learn that the tiger stalls cannot face each other. So rather than draw K and M, you can use the subscript thing when you're drawing a little diagram to show that you cannot have the T's facing across from each other. Just a little visual representation that you can't see K and M across from each other. Now H must be assigned to stall 6. J must be 1 higher than K, so you get a KJ block, and you can keep track of who's a tiger and who's a lion and that. The one thing you might want to try and see right away is that 1 higher, that means we could have this block split up. So it's not necessarily going to appear exactly like this. Just be keeping track of that in your head. But then we learn that K cannot be across from J, so you're not going to see that anyways. You're not going to see this KJ order. You'll definitely be seeing the block just like this in the game. K cannot be across from H. And I just realized I missed a rule here that a lion has to be in stall 1, and we're going to use our subscript to denote that. Put the L here, and then when we figure out which lion it is, say it's J, say it's F, we'll put that right in here. And at this point, I was done with getting the rules out on paper, but like with any ordering game, I'm looking at this block, and I want to keep track of where that might be able to go. If it can't go many places, that's a great situation to do scenarios. So you can't have the K here, for example. You can't have the K here because we had a rule that it can't be across from H. Can't have the K here because then the J would be forced into that 6 spot. There's only 2 options for the K, spots 2 and 4. So when I see that, and by the way, if you miss it, question 7 is going to force you to see it. But when I saw that, I thought that I want to get these 2 scenarios out on paper, right? Options are getting limited for this game. Perhaps we can just keep track of all the possibilities very easily in a couple scenarios. So this is my scenario number 1, and I'm going to put the K here and the J here. And here's my scenario number 2, and I'm going to put the K here and the J here. Now let's see if we could fill this in a bit more. This is a tiger, right? So the only option for the other tiger is to put it down in here. MT. And then these remaining two spots have F or G, F or G. We don't know which. Here we don't know quite as much. We do know that M can't be in this spot right here, and that leaves only F and G for it. And then these remaining two spots are going to have M and then whatever's left of F and G. So we'll just leave them open. They're incomplete scenarios, but still very useful. We can just figure out which world we're in and make our deductions from there whenever we're solving these questions. Okay, on to question 7. What must be true? So F in an even-numbered stall? No, we see right here that you'd have to have F in a not even-numbered stall. So we got to cross that out. How about F assigned to stall 1? No, it could be 5 again in here with G in 1. How about J assigned to stall 2 or 3? No, it looks like we've got it right there in 5. And it's worth noting that you can make an acceptable order with this scenario. So, of course, that doesn't have to be true. D is the same thing. J in 3 or 4? No. Again, it's okay in 5 down here in our world, too. So you're left with E by elimination. And if you hadn't seen the scenarios thing by now, you're looking at K assigned to stall 2 or else 4. Must that be true? You'd take a look at it and figure out, yeah, that has to be true. Good time to do some scenarios representing just those two possibilities. Okay, for 8, what could be true? F stall numbered 1 higher than J stall, so see a JF. Doesn't look possible in scenario 1, so we got to cross that out. And definitely not possible down here. H is taking up that spot, so got to cross that out. How about B? M stall faces H's stall. Well, we haven't used M here yet, so can we pop M in this way, then have this be F or G? It looks like that's going to work out just fine. So that could be true, and B's our right answer. For 9, we got another global must be true, so we just got to assess these one at a time. A tiger is assigned to stall 2. Does that have to be true? No. We just saw an order down here where M was in 3. That's a tiger. And then F and G here. So that's not a must be true. We got to cross it off. How about a tiger assigned to stall 5? No. Right there we got a lion definitely in there in our scenario 1. What about C, that K stall is in a different row than M stall? Here, that's definitely true. They're in a separate row. What about here? Yeah, no way to get M in 5 or 6. So, definitely true there. That must be true, and it's our right answer. 10 tells us that K is in the same row as H. So, we know we're in scenario 2, right? So, what must be true given that? F stall in the same row is J. No, in fact, that can't be true. Got to cross that off. F in a lower numbered one than G. No, they can switch positions very easily, right? F, G, F, G. Put M over here. So that's not going to be true. How about G assigned 1 lower than M? Again, in this order, that doesn't have to be true. We're looking for something that must be true. Cross C off. Here you could have G, F, M, no problem. So we know C isn't something that must be true. How about G stall facing H's stall? Yeah, that could be true. We could have G here, M here, but it doesn't have to be true. What about G here, M here, F over here? That's not violating any rules. This isn't a must be true. So we're left with E by elimination. M stall is in the same row as G stall. Yeah, that has to be true. For question 11, if J is assigned to stall 3, which of the following could be true? So J assigned to 3, we see that here. We know we're in this world 1. Not possible to have J and 3 down there. What could be true here? F assigned to stall 2? Nope. F and 4? Nope. Just easy stuff here. G assigned to 1? G assigned to 1? Yeah, that could be true. We have G in stall 1, F down in 5. Everything works out there. C is our right answer. For 12, we get another must be true. Must it be true that a tiger is assigned to stall 2? Yeah, must be true here, but what about here? We have F or G and then the tiger, M, assigned over to 3. Gotta eliminate A. How about a tiger assigned to stall 4? This is B. Yeah, we definitely have a tiger here, M, and then in this other scenario, we also have a tiger as well. So that must be true. Not too hard once you've got the scenario set up. So again, anytime you're working with a block rule and there's limited options for where it can go, you usually want to get those scenarios out on paper. And in this game, it helps us save major time. The other big thing we did here was rather than using our extra line to keep track of the category, we use subscript. And it's an extra technique that sometimes is going to be superior in terms of keeping things visually simple. So add that to your arsenal and you'll find that it's a very useful tool in certain situations. Okay, see you on the next game.